amaranth, not only the amaranth, but the wild greens that they are growing here. It is a connection as an immigrant. A beautiful surprise, because what we were eating in Crete, we were eating here also. How I found it was with my family in the late 50s. We're talking 59, 60, when Shelley and Jean's grandfather had this beautiful farm, and it was our outing to come out with the rest of the Greeks in town and make a picnic and pick onions, I remember, watermelons and melons. But along those melons and watermelons and onions are these same greens. So the Greek ladies will have their bag and gather these beautiful greens for supper. Greens, we say horta. Horta can be dandelions. It could be a thistle. It could be the purslane. And there's wild vlita. Vlita is the amaranth. There's wild vlita. There's this kind of vlita that we are going to pick today. And it's another word for red enchoy or green enchoy, but the red enchoy is cultivated, whereas here it is out in the open. It is not sprayed.
So when we were conventionally farming, the amaranth was one of the weeds that we were most concerned about because it competed a lot with our tomato crop. So we sprayed a lot for it, and we also had our workers go through and pick out the weeds in amongst the tomato plants. And we knew that Mary had been coming here with her family for years, and we developed a friendship with her, and she took Jean and I out in the field and showed us all the things we had out in our field that were actually edible that we were probably spraying or weeding out. So 10 years ago, we started to transition or 12 years ago, we started to transition our farm over to organic. And then it was really exciting because all of these weeds were now edible, and we knew there were no pesticides or anything on them, and they were growing everywhere on the farm. So she showed us the amaranth and showed us how to cook it, and we were making a spinach quiche in our market at the time, and now we've changed all over to amaranth, and it actually does have a higher food value in it than what spinach does.
The benefits, the doctors will tell us, but I'm sure if my predecessors, my grandmothers and my aunties, uncles said that this is wonderful for you, I know that it is wonderful for us. Somebody else can do the analysis.
Purslane was one for me that was really exciting because it's the most amazing flavor. It's really high in antioxidants. It's got about a third the amount of omega-3s as salmon does, and it grows around here everywhere. So we decided to grow a cultivated version of it, and now we're selling a lot of that, and it's great just in fresh salads.
The beautiful purslane. Purslane is a crawling plant that came up from North America, but now Shelley and Jean are harvesting little trees. They're about 2 feet, around 2 feet tall. And you have to have a love to do this because it's a short season, and I believe that they believe, Jean and Shelley believe in their land, what they have here, and they gave it to us. They pass it on to us. You can take the amaranth that we have here. You can dress it up. We're going to do it boiled for our conference. But you can take this same amaranth, boil it lightly, not only go into a mush because it's so tender. Just blanch it slightly, drain it. You can use it as an omelette, cheese, eggs, a little bit of fried onions, herbs. Use it like a quiche. And you can use it instead of spinach in a spinach pie, you can use it as a green instead of spinach.